What up, everybody? This is Crypto Coleman. Guys, today we're going to look at three fundamentals of Harmony One. And I believe this is important to look at, and it is something to take into account, as to, why you are investing in it, as far as either, just holding it or staking it. This is very, very important. So we're gonna take a good look at this, and I think once you kind of see this, or if you haven't already read the article that I got this from, but once you kind of see this, and to me it makes Harmony make more sense, I think it should make you more bullish on Harmony. So guys, with that being said, let's begin. So we have the three fundamentals of Harmony One, and the main theme of this is issuance plus transaction fees set to 441 million per year. So we're going to get into that. So let's continue. So what are these fundamental factors that factor into this 441 million put out every year? This is very, very important. All right, so one of it is like the staking ratio, and in Harmony Protocol, it wants to aim for a higher staking ratio. So why is that? Well, of course, you have higher staking ratio means more security, and more security, which means that the more that is staked, then that's the lesser chance someone doing an attack on the or you have a validator that wants to that tries to do an attack on the system, and I guess basically try to do their own thing and stuff like that. So it's harder to attack the system, and of course this shows how loyal the community is, and it also shows that most of the bags are being held by the community. And of course, like this will that this creates scarcity for one, and of course, to go along with that, with the scarcity plus demand, and this demand comes from what Harmony is doing right now, and that's important to what Harmony is doing right now, basically bringing demand to Harmony, saying this is why you should use Harmony. So that demand plus that scarcity, for us, because we care about price. Well, I do, but just to point out that if you're staking, you care about price too, because you want to get, you don't want to you want to get the yield, but you want to also your real to be worth more. So of course, people everyone cares about price. So there's scarcity and the demand, which will come from what they're doing right now, and that's even including going to the ETH Denver and being invited and stuff like that by Ethereum. So that is some good, that also can create demand for them. So this token issuance is like the reward, that's paid out to the validators, and of course if you delegate, you're gonna get the part of that reward too. And so this 441 million is a constant annual reward. So it's gonna annually, this is how much of a reward that validators are going to get. And of course this reward, if it's the issuance, this in the form of inflation, because it's inflating the supply each time they're doing this. So how can you avoid inflation? Well, let's go to the next one. You avoid the inflation, by people using the blockchain, and that means that the demand that's coming in to Harmony is is going to result in transaction fees, which are paid to validators instead of issuance, which this will slow down inflation and help sustain the cost of operating and securing the network. So you don't have to have a matter of fact. Well, I'll get into that, but yeah, the transaction fees, you know, they also get paid to validators instead of issuance, and that it slows down inflation, which that will come from demand, which is technically is happening right now, where people are actually using the blockchain, and paying fees on the blockchain. All right, so this is like in the article, because everything I'm getting right now is coming from the article. I may have added a little bit of my own little thing on there, but all this is just a breakdown of what the article is, and I will, of course, you'll be able to read it. I'll at the bottom link, I will put the article at the bottom link, so you can go check it out if you want to know, if you want to go deeper into it. And because the article is called Harmony's New Tokenomics, because they made this back in March 31st of last year, and so yeah, you guys can check that out after this video if you want to. So they compared Harmony protocol to Bitcoin, right? And so what they're saying in the article is that like when you, like, as far as like Bitcoin, is it breaking it down into simple terms, Bitcoin is just issuance halving every 4 years until a maximum supply of 21 million. So that's easy to understand, that every 4 years that inflation goes down every 4 years. It becomes less inflation happens every 4 years, and of course, like, that creates the scarcity and stuff like that, which people can understand, like, okay, it's going to get harder to make Bitcoin, it's going to become more scarce, and with that, and people have more demand for Bitcoin, so that's going to obviously translate into higher prices. So Harmony's has a simple term too. It says issuance plus transaction fees set to 441 million one per year. So what this is saying is that that 441 million per year are going to be put out, but that doesn't mean that that it has to come from this reward, issuance reward. It can also come from, it would be offset by these transaction fees. So one thing with Bitcoin is that you don't know, what's going to happen when they have to fully rely on transaction fees, because there would be no block reward. It would be some day when there would be no block reward. So when that happens, no one knows, no one knows what's going to happen, as far as like transaction fees. But with Harmony, it says that as the network usage increases, issuance decreases by the same amount, which means that as the network usage increases, transaction fees occur, and the transactions offset the issuance. So, and this is so that this is this is always going to happen. So further, you have the with Bitcoin, you have mining companies can be traded as stocks. But Harmony protocol, staking derivative, there can be staking derivatives, and these derivatives representing stake tokens can be used as collateral. So that is a big thing, because in the article, the author touches on the fact that that they was worried about competition and stuff like that. So that's why they did their old model, but they see now that there's more flexibility with staking than there was before. So because they can use staking derivatives, which can offset the competition and stuff like that. that's going on. And so let's go to the next segment, the next part. I mean, so now coming over here, and this is a graph that's showing new token issuance, and basically, issuance could decrease to 0% as the protocol gains adoption, which is what they're doing right now, and transaction fees offset new token issuance. So as you can see right here, um, as time goes on, it could, according to the graph, and you have a lot of people using using Harmony protocol. Well, well, that 441 million is now being used in the it's now being get given out in the form of transaction fees, because it automatically will come out the transaction fees and not inflate the supply, because it's using the transaction fees. So really, it is very, very important, for everybody, for us and for everybody to for this to happen, because this right here keeps inflation down, and and um and with scarcity and demand, the sky's the limit with Harmony. So this is the writer of the article, is Nick White. He is the co-founder of at Harmony Protocol Decentralization Maximalist, and he has a bachelor in science and master in science, or I think so, at Stanford AI. Okay, but so yeah, guys, yeah. So let me know what you think about this, and I really believe like this is important to understand on some level, because this right here tells you, you know what you should expect, coming out of Harmony, especially especially when the network is increasing, because you know why, when you start seeing things happen, you know why it's happening, and you know your reasons for your reasons for using Harmony, and for holding the token or whatever. They become more concrete because you have more understanding of why you're holding it, and this helps you with your expectations as far as how long you want to hold it, do you want to stake, and all that stuff like that. But yeah, guys, that's my presentation on based off this article written by Nick White from Harmony Protocol, and you guys have a good day.